Well, we are kicking off the second match of our doubleheader. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Mark Weaver in the booth still. Minh Dom, I think his name was said it was Dom. I'm sorry. I was putting the names in when he was up here. Came up and introduced himself. And then Travis E. will be taking on Marty and Brandon. Minh and Travis, upper left corner of your screen. And then Marty and Brandon, of course, on the right. Brandon, lefty, I guess you could so to speak. Let me see if I can tighten that up a little bit so we can get his initials in there right. Go like this here. There we go. That's better. So race to 9 again. BCA rules. Second match of the doubleheader. Here we go. First match, of course, victorious was Joey Parisi and Jake Doby in a tight one. 9-7 victorious, and Marty Curvers at the table. Marty and Brandon Lefty, two members of the corporation, a group of pool players, and also they do a lot with the Calcuttas too. And Travis coming to the table, and his partner up in the upper left there behind the scoreboard is Minh. Again, race to 9, BCA rules. See what Travis does here. That 14 ball is a really, really yucky ball, but the 12 will move it for you. So the 12 will move the, if you can get out here in the right part of the table, by the spot or even a little bit to the right, the 12 is a natural to move the 14. But you do have 3 balls over there that you're moving. That right there, that's a good spot. That'll work. So 12 in the lower left, cue ball goes up into the 2. And that should open up stripes. Gotta hit this one pretty firm. You don't want to get buried back there. Pretty good. And if he can take the 11 on the right side, slide by those 2 balls and get up table, they should have a really good chance to get out here. I'm taking that. What is that? The 11 there? Yeah, I'm taking that in the right side pocket. Cue ball will go to the left upper side rail, and then you should be on the 13 or even the 14. There you go. Good shot. Very good shot. I like that he hit that not real hard, but firm enough to get the cue ball off that rail. So he has the option either to take the 13 or the 14. And I kind of like doing the 13 now, because the 14 doesn't really get you on the 9 very well. I think you might either rub the 9 or you might even rub the 8. Definitely you're going to rub the 9, unless you can draw back and then get on the 15, come back for it. But I like the 13, yeah. I think Minh's taking the right choice here. Oh, going to be a little bit light. So Brandon Lefty Radke at the table. Lefty shooting righty. And these guys will be also on the podcast. Ken Quilt with them. They'll be coming up to the studio in St. Michael for the What Now and Pool podcast. So that'll be several guests down the road, though. And right now, they're competing in the Scotch doubles with first place $6,000. The ball that will likely give them some issues, if they have any, is a 1 ball. And then the situation they're in right now doesn't guarantee them If you shoot the 4 right now, you might not like your position on the 7.
Or Willie, you don't care, do you?
Oh, he's going to play safety.
You want to just play right there?
Sean Holmes, Willie Driscoll, table 21.
I don't know on this. Unless you get down below it somehow. Uh-oh. Going to scratch. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know on that one. I think Brandon should have shot the 4 there. The thing with the 4 from where he was, though, I think the 7 was going to go over to the left side rail, then down to the bottom. You might not have got on the 7. But now with ball in hand, the trick here will be dealing with the 15 and just getting up table. You get up table, you're out. But
Fowler, Eric Michaels, table 19.
I don't know. I don't think that ball goes in the side. The 15 is going to give them some trouble. Because I don't think it does have a pocket. If it does go on the side, I don't think they should be able to shape up there and get up to the 9 or the 14. He's going to have to go into the rail and then spin up above the 5 ball. Or leave a thin cut on the 9. I think he should handle this just fine. That should work. You're going to make the 9. Now the 14, cue ball's going to run to the 14. The 14 will come back off that rail. So I'm thinking he almost has to run into the 14 ball here. I'm going to run into the 14 ball pretty solid and just bump it off that rail and then shape it for another pocket. Like that. Good shot. Well done. Very well done. Nice and controlled too, and hit that firm enough to leave Travis a shot. That was good. That was well done. Not very familiar with Travis or Minh, but we're going to get familiar here tonight for sure. Yep, 8 ball in the corner. Good shot. Nice and firm stroke, too. Well done. 1-0, race to 9. We are live at CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. On my right-hand side, as always, the lovely and esteemed Leslie Noonan. Caught you mid-yawn, too.
Who gets it? Who gets in everybody's
You know, I used to work at a place where whenever somebody would yawn, there was a guy in there that would always go, oh. You could be yawning and he's not around. All of a sudden his head would pop up. You go, oh. And I almost threw that at you, but nobody on the other side of this mic would have really understood what I was doing. They may have thought I was losing my mind a little bit, but I've done that plenty over my lifetime. So I'm working on the reserves now. So thanks for hanging in there with me, everybody. But 1-0, race to 9 early on in the second match. There is one match next Friday as well, so. And I may have this wrong, but I want to say it's Ron M. and Tom C. versus Dustin A. and Brian. I think that's who's playing. And unfortunately, I'm not doing my job because I don't have it written down in front of me, and I do have the sheet with it on it, and it's in my pool case. And it does a lot of good in my pool case right now, don't it? But when we're done with this, I'll look at it and see if I was right or wrong. But there is one match next Friday. Okay, now you can take the 10 from here. I don't advise taking the 14, but if you take the 10, you're really not going to have much to shoot at after that. So I like a stop shot here on the 11 and just put the cue ball up on the upper end, or right where it is. leave it up there, and then just play a safety because solids, or even roll in. Yeah, there you go. You could kind of roll thin into it, and then go right there. Good shot. Well done. I mean, they can see the 5-3 and the 2, but there's not a makeable ball on the table for them right now. So that's a good, smart shot.
Thank you.
And do not jump that 4 ball. Do not jump the 4 ball. The biggest asset right now for the solids, in my opinion, is that 9 and the 13 ball. 2 balls that aren't even yours is their biggest asset. Don't move them. It's going to be really tough to hide anywhere from other stripes on the table, but if I'm solids from here, my focus is going to be to not move the 13 or the 9. In fact, I might shoot the 3 kind of firm and drop the cue ball down to the lower right corner pocket area. That's probably my play. And now the 9 goes, and the 13 goes. Yeah, I might have done that. I might have went into the 3 and then brought the cue ball right through the spot and then down to the lower right corner pocket area and left them down there because I like my chances with them down there. It would open up the 3, 2, and the 7, and I'm surprised he's not taking that 13 right now. That's the only you're straight in on the ball. Unless they see something on that ball that I don't. Because that 13 ball it goes by the 5. They had a pocket for it. And they could always go back and take that ball on the side. We'll see if they know something I don't, because I thought for sure he would start her with that ball. Maybe it goes by the 2 into the side. Or they're going to move it now. But I'm surprised on that. I don't think he had to move that ball. Or, I mean, I thought he could have shot that 13 without having to move it now is what I mean. I'm sorry for confusing on that. But maybe when he goes back and watches this, he'd see on that he maybe should have took that ball. Because now you're trying to figure out something.
I have I have 1 right now. Okay.
And let's see, he's going to have to run into it. I think he'll run into the 6 and then like that. But now your 13 goes in the side, and it's going to be tough to get on. But Travis can cross bank this ball and float down to the bottom of the table and maybe get on it. He could cut it in the side, but he's going to have to put a lot of spin on that ball to come in between the 3 and the 4, and that makes that shot way, way, way tougher. I don't advise that, but it doesn't mean that it can't be hit. Oh, cue ball is good. Oh, he would have had the 6, but 15 got in a very good position for them. If I'm solids, I'm going to go 6, 5, and then 7, 11 combo and put the cue ball back up there by the 8. You might not be able to do the combo from here now, but you could shoot the 3-2. I like the idea, though, of safing them off that. In fact, another shot you could do, which I'm not sure Brandon will shoot this, is shoot the 5 off the 11 from here. And then you could bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail, and you've got the 3 in the corner, you got the 4 on the side. I think he's going to try to force follow and run into it, break it up like this. That's a good shot, too. That's a good shot. That'll work. Good shot, Brandon. Well done. So the 7 goes. And Marty might not like this ball, but I'd be tempted to take the 3 here. No, 4 goes to the 7. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. The thing I'm worried on this ball is running the cue ball into the 11 and getting stuck over there and having to back cut the 3. But Brandon might be able to actually follow on this ball and go into the side rail, down to the bottom rail, and then either shape the combo or the 3 from there. And he might be able to just draw straight back and get on it too. Yeah, let's wait a little bit more. About a quarter two. About a quarter two. Thanks. That's a pretty good spot. So he did go the 2 rails, follow through. And Marty's just got to take the 3 up in the corner and it should be 1-1. Race to 9. Why does it say race to 11? Right there, race to 9. Okay. So, Brandon Radke, take the 2 and finish this up. Oh boy. Well, that should work. A little bit thin of a cut, but what I like to do here is play the cue ball as much as I'm playing the 8. I mean, I want to make the 8, don't get me wrong. But if you can leave a combo out here if you don't make it, like right over here. Oh, good shot. Wow. Wow. But that look at the cue ball. That cue ball is in a really good spot. You'd have to shoot a combo if you miss that. Stripes would have to, so. But we are 1-1. CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth. And here we go. Brandon Racken. Oh, let's see here. Just clearing this bunch of messages I got in the old handheld communication device. There we go. Pretty solid break. Get in there. Nope. You can hear him. Oh, my. All right, I'm all caught up. Sorry, folks. Check the, had some messages about the podcast, a couple questions. So 1-1, race to 9, Minh and Travis at the table. We are, of course, at CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. There is a tournament tomorrow. 2 divisions, 685 and under, and then the other division, I'm not sure the number on that, but I think there's quite a few that have signed up for it already. Typically the lower bracket, oh, tough miss. The lower brackets typically will always kind of fill up or get close. So Brandon Lefty Radke at the table. Taking the 1. Yep. And, you know, in the Friday, or we'll watch Brandon shoot here. The good draw stroke. The Friday night tournament, again, well underway, but that side jackpot is like around $3,500. So for a $21 entry, 20 to the tournament, 1 to the jackpot, you have the opportunity at $3,500 or so. And how that works again is that everybody's name's put in a jar or is randomly drawn, and when you have to win the tournament and then have your name drawn. It was a really good idea by Billy Benson had brought that up and put that program in, and really statistically wise, that might be a long time before anybody wins that. A couple of people that early on probably had a really good chance at it were people that finish or win this tournament somewhat. I wouldn't say regularly, but have won it several times, and that would be JK and both Gino, and both of those individuals had lost. This is when it was like still a small pot, but they had lost out early on in the tournament and then went home. And both of those, and a lot of players are, capable coming through the backside, and they not only had gotten home, but later on, much to their disappointment and nothing on them, but to the rejoicement of everybody else, the jackpot was still safe, and their names had been drawn. So that was a long time ago, though. So now it's up around $3,500. And that cue ball ended up on that 6 ball. Absolutely perfect. Brandon and Marty at the table. So at some point between now and 10 o'clock, I think about 1:45, I have a piece of cheesecake coming, so this may go a little bit quiet here for a few minutes. Unless I have them box it up, put it in the fridge, and I'll eat it when it's done. Maybe when the match is in. But I think the kitchen closes at 10. And if you haven't been here to see ours before, or if you've come here and haven't tried some of their food, their pizza, Carboni's, you don't have to say much more than that. It is phenomenal. They do incredible with their chef salads, their appetizers, their burgers are good. I mean, we are spoiled. Well, that's a good shot. Nice out by these two. But we are spoiled by not only the number of high quality venues that we have, but the food that they offer. It's like a paradise for pool players. And Carboni's pizza is right up there at the best because it is phenomenal. Something on that sauce, not only the sauce but the cheese, it's just absolutely delicious. And then you have also everything else they make here as well. So, but if you are going to eat something from here, you want to make an order. If you're nearby, you gotta put the order in here pretty soon because kitchen closes at 10. And we are again tournament tomorrow, so there'll be a lot of players here as well. But right now, though, we have Scotch doubles, a race to 9. Marty Curver's at the table.
At the bar, we're good. All right. I need a credit card. Yeah, it's
And smash. Man, he hit that solid. Cue ball came zipping off it, and not a ball, though. Don't worry, Marty. You're not the only one that has those frustrations with this table. So there are plenty that have tried to figure it out. And, I would honestly say there's only been a few from all the times that I've commentated on. There's only a few that have really, really kind of mastered a solid break a few times. A couple of them that stand out, of course, is Zach Boss. Has won it before, too, and finished high another time. But he had one of the most solid breaks for a long time. Then also Søren Eriksson had really, really broke well. And that's not saying some other teams or players haven't, figured it out for, a rack or two, but those two really stand out over the course of all these tournaments that really, really had that break just working for them. And such a huge advantage, as we all know, to break well. Good starting shot right there. Now this should turn out really, really well for them because 13 on the side, that'll move the 3 up towards that 5, 6, 7. 14 will get them on the 12. The thing they'll have to work out is the 9 and that other stripe over there. In fact, I think those two, it looks like that 9 is wired down in the lower right corner for a combo. So he could actually take the 14, get on the 12, and then just shoot the dead wired combo too. He might not have to move those balls. Take a look at that when you walk around, man. Take a look at the combo. I don't think he's looked at it. Maybe it's not wired, but That looks dead, that 11-9. That looks absolutely dead. And I really like, before anything on this match goes any further, I want to compliment both teams because they're moving at a very good pace. And as a commentator for a doubleheader, I am quite pleased. And again, I think that combo is wired down here in the corner. Neither one of them took a peek at that to see. So either it is even close to going, or they haven't thought of looking at it as a combo. And the time to do it would have been that last shot. So I think Travis would have just laid that cue ball over and then put him in the combo. Now he's looking at it, right? No, looking at the 15. And he might actually be able to shoot this combo from here. I don't like shooting it from there, but the only other option now would be to take the 15 and then bank the 9 cross side to the left side pocket. Because I don't think they have an angle on the 15 to break it out. Yeah, it looks like he's almost playing for the bank. Yep. Unless it cuts. I'd be surprised if it cuts, though. Yep, got to bank it. Pretty straightforward bank. Doesn't mean it's easy, but nothing on this stream. Oh, it looks like he's going to cut it, so it will go. Nothing on this stream is ever actually easy. Oh, it wouldn't go. Oh, man, that was close, though. Very close. I think, obviously hindsight, but I think he should have played on that bank regardless. If it was close like that, in this kind of a situation, I mean, if you're going to bank that 9, the cue ball was in about a perfect spot. And I think, I'm not entirely familiar as much as with Travis and Minh, but, one thing I've mentioned, and not only me, but you see this on other streams and also with other commentators, is that, any players, is that you want to be adept at different games. You don't want to just do 8-ball. I mean, you want to play some rotation. You want to play some 9. You want to play some 10. You want to play some bank pool. You don't have to do one pocket if you don't want. I encourage it, but you want to do some different things. And as far as on bank pool, don't think about playing bank pool if you don't like banking to get to be world class. But just get so you're comfortable. So when if it's your only option, so you have a little bit better comfort level doing them. And at least then, if you're just playing bank pool or even just practicing banks, at least in your mind, you have positive affirmation that you can do it, on a consistent basis. A lot of people will shy away from stuff like that, nervous about banking or nervous about doing some of those tougher shots, but you have to be able to make yourself versatile in the game. Expose yourself to different games. It will only help you. Will it be frustrating? It sure can. Will it be boring? Sometimes it can, especially if you're not really good at banking or have done it much, and if you're just playing bank pool or whatever, it can be really frustrating. But you'll get better at it. And I can't say it enough that you have to, especially in this day and age. Everybody's gotten good, for their level. And you need to bring more tools in your tool belt than just being able to pocket balls and move the cue ball around. You gotta have some good strong safety play. Safeties now isn't so much of just hiding the ball. You gotta, to do a real good safety, you gotta stick the ball. I mean, you gotta oftentimes be froze up on the ball or close to it. You gotta take away jump shots. Everybody's adept at jumping, and so expose yourself to different games. It's only gonna help. I think he might have actually been playing that as a safety. And if he had, that's a very smart play. Now, if I'm Minh here, I'm kicking at this ball and just barely trying to move it. I think the 5 goes from up table, but
New match, table 21, Kyle Hurd and defending tournament champion.
or I try to kick and bring the 11 down here to the low right corner. There. That's even a better play. You're right, man. Thank you. In fact, you should be over here because you're making better decisions than I am right now. But the thing I like about this is that if you want to hit it speed to make it, if you do make it, but if you miss it, you maybe you jam up that pocket. But first you got to hit it so it gets down there. This is not easy, but I think he definitely picked the right play.
John Domino, Rob Urbanski.
Not bad. Not a bad try. Not bad at all. And now the cue ball, even if he can make this 5, this is no guarantee on the 6 ball or even to get out from here. Because he might end up kind of funny off this ball. Oh, another safety. Not bad. Very smart. Very smart. Travis is going to have to go off that end rail, and then I think I'm going to call the 9 here, right? Yep. And there is a path to kick this. There definitely is a path to kick it and make this. Good hit. Well, here you guys go, Marty and Brandon. If he can make this 1 here, just a matter of cleaning up what's left. Yep, good shot. So I am in a dilemma over here of how I'm going to eat this piece of cheesecake and with a one-man show keep up the stream here. Maybe I have him pause the match. Just kidding. Just kidding. And I got to restart my stream here. Oops. Yeah, I'm on the wrong one. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that strategy.
Oh, no. Oops. That's a mistake. You got to get those games. And now it's we're looking at 2-2 here. Gotta make that one though, as Marty well knows. Drop the cue ball down to the bottom rail, and take the 8 in the same pocket, just like that. Pretty good shot. Try to stay off that rail if possible. It's not uncommon, especially for us amateurs, me included. We end up on the rail a lot. A lot of times when you see the pros playing, they keep that cue ball off the rail, but should be able to handle this one just quite well. 2-2. But you'll see that though, like on streams of amateurs, not saying on these guys, even on the upper bracket, you'll see a lot of times where we end up on the rail or close to the rail with the cue ball. And anybody that's played one pocket knows that if you take away most of that cue ball, it changes things. You really limit what you can do when you're at the table. And when you're playing, rotation or 8-ball and stuff, and you get the cue ball, in a position where you're close to the rail like that, you have a real easy tendency to swerve the cue ball shooting, because sometimes people elevate their cue. Anytime you elevate the back end of the cue, you're pushing the cue ball down into the table a little bit, enough to where if you're off a little bit and the cue ball can swerve a little bit. That's why often when you see someone on the rail and they're elevated and trying to snap, draw a ball, like going to the rail, it's a difficult shot. You have to be true to your stroke, and you have to really, really hit that ball good. Because any little variance that you're off, that cue ball is going to squirt. And squirt, I mean it'll veer off to the left or to the right from where you're aiming it. You have a line where you're hitting it with the cue, and that line will go in a certain direction, but if you swerve, it'll curve to the left or right of that line, if that makes any sense. So 2-2, race to 9. We are live at CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth, flying solo. Had Jason Superior in a little bit earlier. This is the second match of our doubleheader. The teams that have advanced so far are Dell and CJ Hill and John Hutton and Ryan Janikowski. And then earlier tonight, you've seen Joey Parisi and Jake Doby advance over Amanda Garner and Mark Steinhaus. And we're at 2-2. 10 ball upper corner. The 12 doesn't have a pocket. The 15, I think, goes by that 6 up there into the corner. But I might not make that ball. I don't think it's going to help me to win the game, because I've got to do something with the 12. And that's not bad. For one, the 15 went down by the 1 and 7 and joined a party it wasn't invited to, because that is a mess down there now for solids and stripes. But the 12 and the 4 are still tied up, and Brandon's going to fix that right now, though. Really bridging back from that cue ball quite a distance, looks like. The 2 goes. I don't know if the 4 goes. I think it might, but I think the 2 for sure goes. And the 4 would go either corner pocket on that side of the table, if you have to take the 2 and go up above it. But with that 1 and 7, well, we'll find out on the 4 now, unless Brandon wants to shoot the 7. If you shoot that 7, the 15 will open up the 1, but I don't like that 7 from there. If anything, if I'm going to shoot the 7 from there, I think I'm going to carom it off the 1 ball. It looks like a dead carom into the corner. Another shot that Brandon could do could go off the upper end rail and just touch into the 2 ball and play a safety. The cue ball will be tucked up there behind the 4 and put a huge advantage onto solids in this game. Kick right up on the upper end rail. Just like that. I think he's gonna do my shot. Nope. This will work too, though. I think the 4 goes, but Brandon, when you rewatch this, if you do, I'm going to stand by my suggestion, and I think you should have kicked off that end rail into the 2 ball. And that cue ball would have been behind those balls, and it gets a lot easier from there. So I think you would have ended up with ball in hand. Just because that would have been a tough to hit one from up there, hit a stripe. Now, if I'm Minh, I'm going to thin cut this 12 on the side. And you have to deal with that 15. That 15 is just a real problem. The only way maybe to get on that is get on the 9. But that was not an easy shot. So the 1, I think, let me see here. The 1 does go in the lower left corner. I think Marty can take the 7 and then no, it doesn't. It's blocked by the 15. Boy, it looks close, though. Yeah, take a look. Let us know. Does it go? If it's that tight, I don't want to shoot it there. If it's that tight, I don't like that ball if it's that tight, because I've got to get on the 4 or the 2 from there, and I don't feel confident about that if that's me. But I still think this might be crazy, but I still think that 7 caroms off the 1, even from where he is. Well, my medicine has arrived, and now I sound energized. I haven't yet figured out how I'm going to eat this cheesecake in front of me and keep the commentary going, but I'm going to try to squeeze some bites in. And I'll promise you people on the other end of this mic that I'm going to try to do it when it's in between racks. But right now, I'm a kid in a candy store with a pocket full of quarters. And it's going to be hard to hold me back. This is like a real test of willpower. I'm just saying. Eric's pointing at the cheesecake. Oh, my God. They got whipped cream on it, some melted caramel, and oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. So Marty on the 7, get him to the 8. Sorry, I was away there. I actually did not take a bite of the cheesecake, but it is coming here in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're at 3-2. Race to 9, CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. So I'm already at the table breaking, up 3-2. Man, he hits that ball square. Cue ball comes up and comes back up table and then comes back down, but man, he hits that ball really square, that head ball. It's like solid, just bam, comes back, bam. Very nice. So I'm already at the table here, working on striped solids. Had somebody come in that hadn't been in here in a while. I believe she had worked in the pull tab booth a long while ago.
It was like 86 degrees outside still.
Yeah, it says here on the screen 84 degrees. It's like it's 10 o'clock. You look like you just came in from the sauna,
5
Jason.
degree, that's what it feels like still.
Man, oh man. You're going to start my car up and warm up my air conditioning when I leave? Soup was just outside, and it looks like he just came out of a sauna. And I looked down at the screen here, and it is. It's 84 degrees at 10 o'clock out right now. Wow. Oh. Tough miss on that one. Oh, boy. So Brandon at the table. Try to hold the cue ball, I think. Maybe he comes back across for the 11. I think Marty has the 12 or the 14 here, I believe. Now, the 10 ball doesn't go in that upper corner pocket. So it might be a good idea to come down this way for the 14 and get in the 11. Or how about this? You can take the 12 off the 1, and then that opens up that pocket for the 10. And then he can just shape the 14, go to the 11, then the 10. I kind of like that. I don't know if he's comfortable shooting it off that 1 ball, though. But it seems like a pretty easy carom, and then you could shape the 10 from there, too. In fact, that's even better. If he can hit the edge of this and go into the 1 ball, 100% that's what I'm playing. I don't think I'm going to make this clean. I think I'm playing this off the 1 and bumping the 1 off that rail, open up the 10 for me. Or go and bump the 10. You see right there, now you're going to be in trouble. 11 goes in the corner, but I think Marty missed an opportunity on that. Sometimes you have to, and not knocking on Marty on this, but sometimes you have to be a little more creative than that. And, it's not faulting him on that, but seeing more shots or seeing more opportunities, you actually do get that from playing other games, whether it be straight pool, rotation, 1 pocket, etc. But you'll start seeing things that you might not normally see if you just play 8-ball or even rotation. That ball right there, Marty, when you rewind this, consider taking that off the 1 ball in the future. I think you guys would be racking right now. That's not to say that you still can't win this game, but Brandon put him in a spot where he can actually get up table through the spot here. The cue ball will go over the spot right there. Oh, the speed was off a little bit. Oh my goodness, he had a good chance at that. But Brandon does have a cut on the 10, but it goes in the lower right corner and the lower left corner. Good shot by Marty, though. Good shot. I mean, he hit that ball pretty good. And it looks like he's going in the lower left corner. Got to get on the 8-ball still, though. Man, what a shot. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, boy. I don't know if he can. I don't even think he can kick this ball in. He might have to kick and, well, he can't even kick and cut it down in the lower left corner. And he can't jump the ball from there. This is a tough spot here. I'd be surprised if Brandon and Marty win this game. Because there is no easy way, not only to even make this, have a chance to make it anywhere, but to even hit it. I mean, he could go off the right side rail and hit it, but what he can do, that might be the shot. Go off the right side rail, go into the 8, and bank the 8 off the left lower side rail in the lower right corner pocket. Crazy, right? But that might be the only chance he has to pocket this ball. And if you're going to play to kick it and just hit it now, with all of your balls off the table, you're probably going to lose. So you have to do more than hit it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's going to play my shot. Oh, my God. Yeah, he's going to kick bank this 8. Not bad. Not a bad spot to end up. I mean, 5 goes in the side, 3 up in the corner. But, you know, when you get under these lights on this stream, it can be a different game. Those pockets get a little bit tighter. The balls are warmed up maybe a little bit more with all the extra lights up there. Just sometimes things just act a little funny, and some of the shots that, you know, we might consider as makeable and easier get a lot more difficult. That might not work. Brandon does have a back cut in the 8. You know, on safeties like that, you know, depending on the levels, you know, this is not bad, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you don't give your opponent a chance at it, because people always seem to just pull these off. Watch the scratch in the upper right corner, right where his hand is. Watch that scratch. Oh. So, Minh on the 6 ball here. And I don't mind running into the 7 here. You don't have to, but if I run into the 7 and maybe bump it up towards the side pocket, or even like that, no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? If you bump it up towards the side, maybe make it so it's easier up there. You have nothing can really go wrong by doing that. And I'm not talking bumping it hard. But that little bit of a move right there, I have no problem with that ever. Just maybe moving it, you know, where it's a little bit more accessible, a little bit easier. Good shot. Yeah, pick your ball, the 4 or the 7. This is the one I would take too. 7 gets you to the 4, or if you come across, then you're on the 5. Start up table and work your way back to the 8 ball. And just take the 5 from here. You can slide down into the 8 and then shape the 4 in the right side pocket if you want. You can snap draw it, but I like just bumping down to the 8 ball here. Or avoiding it with the draw shot too. Well, that'll work too. That'll work. Definitely a potable ball. 8 will go in either corner pocket. So you just focus on making it. There you go. Good shot. The worst thing that would happen would be end up in the 50-yard line there, but shot that ball pretty well. Good speed. And a good out. Good shooting, guys. Be right back. So 3-3, race to 6 now. Live at Sportsbar, I'm sorry. CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. This is Mark Weaver in the booth. Trying to energize with the remainder of this cheesecake, and I did grab another Red Bull too. But the double headers, I don't know how some of these other commentators that, you know, they seem at pro events, Or they'll be in the booth for, like 9, 10, or 12 hours or so. I have so much respect for them because it can get to be a long time in here. I mean, I really enjoy it, but oftentimes these double headers for someone can really, really drag out. So I'm trying to give you guys the best, as close to as far as on the commentating as we normally do. So if it's a little bit off, I do apologize. And there's a chance as well, like I mentioned when this had all started, that the back half of this match may be commentary less if it runs real late. Because unfortunately, I mean not unfortunately, but I do have I am in the tournament tomorrow, so. But I'm hanging in here as long as I can with you folks, so. Sit tight. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be stuck with me for a while. I think you might have to bank this 13 right here. I don't like cutting that 10 from here, but I don't mind that 13. Now, the 1 does go off that 8 in the side. If you can get up table if you're solids, it's actually a very easy ball. But you're going to have to be almost on the rail up there. And then if you look down on the table here, the 6 and the 3. 3 looks like it has a pocket.
No, then I'd have more.
And that's not a bad spot for the cue ball right there. I think the 4 is makeable, though. Yeah, the 4 is makeable. But the 1, again, the 1 does go up in the upper corner. However, you have to be like right on the side rail. And then the only ball you could really shape off that would be the 5 up there. But if you are up table, like I said, it goes off the 8. Looks like it's be fairly easy. Now, a trick about the 1 off that 8. Now, if you have a ball that you're going to carom off another ball, right? And let's say the ball you're caroming off of is on the far side of the pocket. You hit your cue ball with follow in that situation. So if the ball you're going off of is past the center of the pocket, and maybe even on the edge, you hit it with follow because that'll put a little bit of draw and almost like a stun back on the object ball. And if you hit draw on your object ball, that'll put a little bit of follow on the ball. So if you're a little bit past the pocket that you're going to carom off of and you hit draw, you're actually making it harder to make that ball. So keep that in mind when you're doing caroms. And you can practice these too, and I know they're not on that 1-8 yet, but just a little lesson about it is that if you're looking at a carom, you can manipulate that ball to go a little bit forward or back off of that carom. So let's say you have a carom that's almost dead, but it's going to be the outside of the pocket. Then you would hit with follow, and it would actually come back into the middle of the pocket. And I'll show people that on, we're going to do a reel for on the podcast, What Now in Pool. I'm going to show people that shot and that concept. So if you haven't, go to the Facebook page. There's not much content up there, and we just started, but What Now in Pool, the podcast on YouTube, and that's where we're going to upload a lot of our reels and the little clips. We're not an instructional-based podcast, but for the podcasts themselves, they're not going to be about instruction like this on the commentary, but it'll be more based on telling stories here in the history of some of these people that we're going to be interviewing. And the instructional side, we'll have some fun with making little reels and clips, and then when we have guests in studio, we'll have them go over a couple of shots and publish that material. So hit that subscribe button, not only on CR Sportsbar's page for this good shot, good bank, but also hit the subscribe button on the What Now in Pool, the podcast YouTube page too, and we are on Facebook as well. So. And I appreciate, me and Barry really do appreciate the support. Thank you, everybody. So, is he doing a safety here, or did he call a ball? I think he's going 10 ball off the rail and off the 7. Man, what a shot. Well done. Beautiful. Oh, no, he called a safety. Or no, he didn't call that ball. Oh, my. You've got to at least call a ball in case it goes. I thought he called that ball. Because from there, you just use the bridge, and I think the 9 goes, and then you get up on the 12. But in that kind of a situation, I call it if it goes. So if it goes, you're still at the table. Unless he was trying to do something different off that. I don't know. Now, there's a ball right there, Brandon, when you rewind this. Instead of trying to cut that in, play that off the 8 ball. Because that 8 ball was a huge bumper there that you'd have made the 6. And then that actually would open up the 1 ball for you, too. And Minh has a chance to get Travis up there on that 12, and they can steal this game back. Oh, watch the scratch. Oh, my goodness, that turned out great. Oh, my goodness. From one point to the other. That was pretty good. I think the 8, well, the 8 goes in the corner, and I think it does go on the side, too. Yep, there you go. Good shot. And Brandon on the replay, take that ball off that 8 ball, man. That was a huge bumper there. So 4-3, race to 9, live at CR Sportsbar in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth, and we are watching Minh and Travis against Marty and Brandon. Earlier winners was Joey Parisi and Jake Doby over Amanda Garner and Mark Steinhaus. So, Minh at the table breaking. Excuse me. And again, our sponsors on this version of the tournament are Primo, Restoration and Construction, Monticello Auto Service with Mr. Ryan Janikowski, who competed last week, Frobix Towing, CR Sportsbar, and of course Dave O'Keefe at O'Keefe's Collision, the Action Man. A long-time sponsor of here and owner and proprietor of Slate Billiard Club, the membership club that does a lot of great things for a lot of players. If you haven't checked them out, you got to. And he is a mutual sponsor here. He sponsors here and runs that. So I'm not trying to do any conflict of interest or nothing, bringing them up, but they do a lot of great things over there, and you can get in there without a membership on a day pass for $20 and play all day and into the evening. But look them up on Facebook or online and stuff, and they got a lot of educational content out there too for training purposes, and they run a lot of training classes. Mike Pankoff and Demi, and that's a really good crew over there. So. Yep, Pankoff, Demi, and Action Man, Dave O'Keefe. And Brian Brecky. Oh, yeah, don't let me forget Brian Brecky. Sorry, Brian. Brian has been a big part of it over there. Oh, tough scratch over there. Brian's been a big part of it over there, too. So, a real strong player, Brian Brecky and those boys over there. So, 4-3, race to 9. And with that scratch, Brandon will have ball in hand. Everything goes for solids except for the 2 ball. So he's going to have to move this ball now. You could risk getting stuck up there on that end rail. So if you're going to shoot this ball, which I highly recommend, you're going to have to bump that 2 pretty good. And don't go off that rail and scratch up there. Like that. 7 goes in the side, though, so I think they're good. Yep, 7 goes. And for those that may not know, and I'm not trying to reveal much on it, but Marty had some health issues in the last short, couple few years here, and has recovered from them. So, as a friend of his, and everybody that knows him, the power of prayer and positive thinking go a long ways. And Marty, really, really proud of you. And good shot, good shot. Got the one ball still. Got the 7 up in the other corner too if you want. They're going to have to come back down here for the 3. Shouldn't be a big problem. But oftentimes those are the famous last words too. Uh-oh, missed it. Yep, missed it. You got to snap that ball, Marty. Got to hit him firm. If you're using English and you slow roll a ball, and if you're off on your aim a little bit, it's only going to magnify that. That English is going to take more, and you're going to miss that ball by even more. So now Minh and Travis have a chance to go up by 2 here. He's looking to see if it goes. I think if it doesn't go clean, you can go off the upper rail and then play it off the 2. And I like shooting that right now because if I miss that, I'm blocking that pocket. I'm not going to hit it so hard that the 2 clears. But if I don't make that ball, I'm blocking that pocket with that stripe. I'm jamming that pocket up. But I'm almost certain that ball goes off that, especially off that rail. Because I don't think you're going to come back for it. I mean, get back up there and find a way to break it out. And unless he wants to go here, 12, get up to the 10, and then use that as the last ball to get in the 8 ball. Oh. What's up, Sean? You on the winner's side over there, Sean? No, backside. Good shot. Good shot. I don't think the 7 goes in that side over there. The 11 looks like it's in the way for that pocket. So Marty's going to have to stroke this ball, meaning draw that ball back out of this pocket on the 2, or take the 5-2 combo. There's a lot of risk in that 5-2 combo, though, because that 5 could make the 2 and then get tucked up behind that stripe. If that 11 wasn't in front of the side, it'd get real easy from here. But Marty's going to have to do something with this Cuba. He's going to have to just bring it back with some draw. And I think the 5 goes down in the lower right corner, but it also goes in the right side pocket, too. And we're going to see if it goes in the lower right pocket. Brandon don't like it. I think it goes down there, but yeah, it goes. There's plenty of room there. Trust yourself, Brandon. I trust you. Shoot it. You got this. Yeah, I think it does go. Yeah, there's plenty of room. But that 8 can be a really, really, really optical illusion in the way. Sometimes when the ball goes by there and it has plenty of room, we shoot it into the, oh, good shot. Oh, my goodness, yeah, it went too wide. I was going to say, sometimes when we're shooting a by ball like that, it goes by clean. There might be a lot of room, but for some reason we like to hit it into that ball. It's a natural occurrence. I'm not a pro, and that happens to me quite a bit. It's almost the same as like if you have a ball that you're going to play off a ball and it's just outside of the pocket. Sometimes that's not a guarantee because we're so used to making the ball straight in the pocket that we shoot to make it off the ball and then we just slam it right in the pocket. You know what I mean? It just the game can really just frustrate you sometimes. So Travis and Minh here have a big issue with that 8-ball. They're likely going to have to bank that ball. Or, alternatively, you get on the 12, where you take the 12 in the lower left corner and you get above it, so that your natural deflection off the cue ball making the 12 runs down into the 5-ball. Then you take the 8 up in the upper right corner. But you have to get that ball in a specific spot. And that's all moot now anyways because he doesn't have a pocket for this 10 unless he thin cuts it in the left side. Or I almost like taking it 10 into the 5-ball and then making the 5 and leaving the 10 down there in that pocket. You still leave trouble for them with that 8-ball. He might be able to even thin this 10 in the left side on your screen. I don't recommend this, but if he thins it in that left side, he can run the cue ball firm and then move the 8-ball. Or scratch in the side. He might, in fact, I back up. He might not have that angle because I think that'll run into the side rail before it gets to the 8. Yeah, it's going to run into the side rail if he makes this. See right there. Yeah. Well, just draw it straight back up table or go down to the bottom rail and come back up. Just like that. There you go. Good shot. Stop shot. Draw back a little bit. Be nice to your partner. If you don't like your partner, you could follow forward, but I think Brandon likes Marty, so. There you go. Good shot. And this should put us at 4-4. There we go. 4-4, race to 5. Be right back. Alrighty. I got back medicine in me. I got another Red Bull in me, and doing the final push here. if there was not a tournament tomorrow, I'm for sure, sticking through the whole thing. But I may, within the next hour, have to head out. Unfortunately, I do have a match or a tournament, like you said, in the morning. I got about an hour drive back, and woe is me, right? I know, I get it, but it can be. See you, Tommy. It can be get to be a late night and little sleep. So, but I am here still, and I'm not going anywhere quite yet. So, whether you like it or not, I'm gonna be here. And we got Brandon at the table with his partner Marty, and then upper left, tucked behind the scoreboard, is Minh, and then to the right of him there, right to the right of M&K Tire, is Travis. Second half of our doubleheader. If you haven't heard or seen the earlier match, Joey and Jake were victorious over Amanda and Mark Steinhaus 9-7. Oh, good shot, Brandon. Come on, get back out there. That's all right. You got the 6 or the 1, but you got the 6 for sure. And I think the 3 goes up there too. That was a good ball, Brandon. You hit that ball well. A little bit more coming out, and you'd be on that 7. But man, that was a good shot. So we are looking at a race to 5. Oh my goodness, good try. And look at that cue ball. Oh boy. Now the shot here for Travis is if you tickle that stripe with the cue ball, you go into the rail and then you hide behind the stripe in the 8 ball. So that ball, what is that, the 13 ball there? Yeah, he's got a lock up dead safety. You go over to the other side of the table and you just barely touch that stripe. The cue ball goes in the rail and hides behind that that stripe in the 8 ball. And I don't think he's seen that shot. No, Travis, when you get a chance, or if somebody's watched us on that situation there, bud, you've got a lock safety to go the other direction. You have to really just a little bit of left English from where you were. But you want to be on the other side of the table and thin that 13 ball. Cue ball goes into the side rail and then hides behind the 13 and the 8. So please rewatch this and take a note on that. That was a really, really jam up safety opportunity. I'm not, trying to kind of telling you what to do in that situation, but I'm not trying to come down on you. I'm just saying, hey, there's an opportunity there that on a shot that is a lock-up safety. So now Marty and Brandon have a chance to take this game. Marty's shot here is a 3 off the 2. It doesn't necessarily do good to make the 3 or even make the 1. But right now, from where he's at, that 3 ball off the 2 ball opens up the rest, everything for solids. Yep. So now we're going to go the other side of the table. Marty, when you rewatch this, or if people remind you, in that situation there, take a peek at that 3 ball off the 2 ball. That would have opened up that 2 for you. And I know it might be an uncomfortable shot, but you know what we do with uncomfortable shots? We practice them. And that would have been a really, really good ball for you to shoot. If I'm Minh, I'm going to hold this ball for the 9 ball here. I like going off that ball, but with a stop shot, you get on the 9 right there. And I think that 9 would have been I'd rather get that 9 early on this table layout than later. And that ball, that 9 might come into a play that'll limit them in shape, depending on this shot right here. Yep, see? Now the 9's going to be an issue. The 9 will be an issue. I'm calling it. About 2 shots ago. And I love that, Minh, I love that you shot that ball in the side pocket off the 12. But I think you should have stopped shot of the cue ball and then gotten that 9 out of the way. You can still get out here. Don't get me wrong. You can still get out here. In my opinion now, the way to get out, though, is you want to take the 13, go across the table, then back across and get on the 10. So the cue ball is going to go once to the left side of the table and back across to the right side of the table. Got to hit this one pretty good. Just like that. Go across. Go, 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 go. A little bit harder. Man, you hit that ball pretty good, too. So if that cue ball goes over another foot, or 6 inches even, then you just take the 10 and roll over and get on the 9 ball. The 9 puts you on the 12. The 12 leads you to the 8, so just a little bit harder. Good try though. Now if I'm Travis here, I'm gonna do a stop shot on the 6 ball, just and avoid the 6 coming off that rail and then knocking the cue ball. But I'm gonna lock him on a safety right behind that 10 ball. Just a little bit of left angle so the 6 will open up to the right side as it goes into the upper end rail and just hide the cue ball right behind that 10. It's another good safety opportunity right there. Excuse me. But okay, I'm going to hop off the stream here. I got to go over and make a call on this shot, so I'll be right back. Hey, I got some screen time. Oh, yeah. That. I mean, I understand getting a ref on that. I actually encourage that. If you think it's going to be close, absolutely get a ref. You have every right to, and I agree with Marty on that. There, it was. Travis hit that really good. I mean, it was makeable without fouling, as you could see, but. You're better off getting a referee because if there's ever a question and you don't have a ref, it goes to the shooter. Oh, no. Oh. Ouch. Now, Brandon, you have a dead 2-5 combo up in the upper corner. With ball in hand, you can draw back even off the 2 a little bit and put the 3 in between you and the 8 ball. The cue ball and the 8 ball. Yeah, that is dead. That's dead, Brandon. You got to shoot. Or you can play it safe on that, but yeah, absolutely. That's a wired combo. Right there. Take a look at the 8. Draw the cue ball back a little bit if you want to. Put the 3 in between you and the 8 if you miss, but This is a no-brainer right here. There you go. Nice and easy. There you go. Good shot. If I'm Marty, I'm taking that 2, just bring the cue ball back. See the second diamond on the left lower side row there? I'm going to try to get just below that. No, I don't want to go up for the 6. Well, that'll work, but maybe not. Yeah, I'd come back off that ball, off that 2. I'd draw back, just get below a second diamond and leave an angle on the 3 just to lead to the 6. But Brandon should be able to execute on this. And with that 3 in the middle of the table, Marty's almost guaranteed a shot. There you go. That's a good shot. Good shot, Brandon. Well done. There's a lot of ways to get out, man, and then it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be right. Just get it done, right? Just get it done. Get off the rail. There you go. This go up to 5-4. Ooh, almost jammed that ball. Oh. Wow, I think it went clean in. I don't know if he had to 2-rail that one, but I think he had a full pocket there. Brandon. Man, oh man. So again, race to 9, CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth. Second match of a doubleheader. And if you haven't, again, I'm going to a little plug again for the podcast. What Now in Pool dash the podcast. It's on Facebook, and we do have a start of a page on YouTube. A couple teasers are on there, but check that out and do us a favor too. We appreciate the support, but if you can go to the YouTube, What Now in Pool, the YouTube, and hit subscribe, we really appreciate it. We want to get that number up, and we're going to be getting more and more content on there. So after just being at this, a few weeks now, we've come pretty far, and thank everybody for the support. It's been awesome. And we are based out of St. Michael, Minnesota on that podcast. We are not a CR's affiliated podcast, for those not aware. It is independent of CR Sportsbar. I believe that helps with our podcast and for me to get flexibility when I do that show to operate without bias, and I'm focused with Barry, my partner, to promote everybody, all the rooms, and you'll hear, of course, great content with stories from some of the notables in pool, and the guest list we have committed right now. If we did one every few weeks, we're booked through like next spring already. So thank you everybody. And again, on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and help us get the numbers up. And we'll have the next episode out with Scott Barrett. The first full episode is out with Jerry Johnson here of CRs, and Scott Barrett with IBA M8. That is coming out here real soon. The teaser is out for that one, so that's a good shot, Travis. So now the 2-ball is going to be an issue. But if Minh can throw this in with some right and get the cue ball over there on the right side, I don't know if he can get on the 3 from here. But over by that side pocket, that right side pocket is the spot, because if you can get down there to make the 3, you can come across the table right above the 2 and shape that 2-ball. Now, I think or does the 2 even go? It might go in that pocket. Pretty snug if it does, but I think it might go. He could. No, he couldn't cross make it. I don't think there's room around that 9. And it doesn't do any good if you want to jump the 3, but yeah, I think the 2 does go. First, I wasn't sure on that, but good shot, man. Well done. Well done. Now you have 2 options here on Minh. He can go across and back across and go underneath the 8, but I like going above the 8. The problem with going above the 8, you're bringing the 15 into play, and you're bringing that side pocket into play. So let's see what he chooses here. Definitely I want to go above the 8, I think. Up, up. That'll give a shot. That'll give a shot. It's unfortunate he ran into that 14 because he had really, really good speed on that ball. If he avoids that 14, that cue ball is going to be up towards that. He's going to have a really, really good shot on that 8 ball. He hit that good. He hit that really, really good. Just had to avoid that 14 though. This is a cuttable ball. Good shot, Travis. Well done. You hit that one good. 5-5. We're raced to 9, which will, by my math, the race to, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 1, 2. Carry the 3. 5 by 1 would be 4. We're raced to 4. Next Friday again, there is one match. I do believe it is Ron M and Tom C versus Dustin A and Brian R. When I took a break, I didn't grab my sheet with that on there, so I apologize. But there is one match next Friday, and we still have a lot to go here. Race to 4. Travis at the table breaking. And again, just like the previous match, I kind of felt that this would be kind of a tight one too. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. The previous match was the same way. I think one team got ahead by 3 early on, and then Amanda and Mark caught up and ended up, 9-7. But it was a very competitive match too. Both of these have been really competitive. So the 15 doesn't go by that 4. The 11 goes in the side maybe, but it does bank cross-side if you get the 9 out of there. With the 13 up in the upper right corner, I definitely want stripes, but I might start out with that 7-13 combo instead of this ball. But that is a pretty good shot. Very nice. I like that. Very nice. Now the 14 goes in the lower right corner. And this might be the best time to get rid of that ball. Because then the 11 in the side is way more open. Yeah, that one, I think you have to take the 14 now. Or bank the 14 into the 10. Nobody does that though, unless you're playing in one pocket. Of course, you take the 4 then, but I don't want to shoot that ball, Travis. I want to shoot the 14. You can get out this way though, but I think at 14 is a better ball, and that's not a bad safety either from there. However, as solids, this is a shot that I'm shooting. I'm kicking off the upper right side rail, and I'm playing the cue ball to go into the 7 and then make that 13. That's the shot. You might even be able to just shoot right off the edge of the 7 and make the 13 too. And if you can do that, that's even safer. Yeah, I like making that stripe up there in the upper corner, and then putting the cue ball up there because the stripes is. Oh, good shot. Well, man, you got a bad luck up there, but that was a really good shot. But he was trying to make that 13. That was unlucky. Now, if I'm Marty, I'm kicking off the upper left side rail into the 7 and making that 13 ball and leaving the cue ball up there. The 7 will sit in front of the hole. That 7-13 is pretty easy kick shot. Yeah, kick at that, Marty. Kick it. Left side rail. And kick it in. I don't think you can make this. See, no offense on Marty, but that doesn't really help you. If you kick off that upper left side rail and make that ball, that really, really helps you. Because now you still have to break that ball out of there. And Stripes has the advantage still. Because if he can move this, and I'll show you why in a second here. So now you kick it again. Kick it or you make it. Either one of them. Brandon, shoot that 7-13. That is absolutely where you want to leave the cue ball up there. No. Kick off the left side rail and make the 7-13 combo. You can even shoot the 7 into the 13 and leave the cue ball there. 100% that's what I'm doing. I'm either kicking or making that 7 to the 13. I'm trying to, by subliminal messaging, tell him to take the right shot here because you put that cue ball up there, Stripes has no shot. There you go. Now you see it, don't you? Make the ball, though. Make the ball. Again, you do something where it doesn't improve your situation. And you had an opportunity there to improve that. You still have to deal with your 7 ball. And Stripes still has the advantage up there with that ball being closer to the pocket. And Travis could go off the edge of that 13 into the point there and hide the cue ball up there too. But Marty and Brandon, when you rewatch this, if you do, at 5-5, listen to this part of the game because you both missed a great opportunity to make that ball and open up that pocket for your 7. And now you're going to be stuck up there again. See? Watch this. Oh, careful. There. Now you're stuck. Now you can't even kick it in. And I guess you can make the 3, but strategy-wise, I'm not entirely surprised, but at the same time, neither of them have went around to the left side of the table and looked at that. That's the part that, to me, is disappointing. As they haven't even walk around to the left side of the table and take a peek at that. It's too late now, but when you're in these situations, you're playing games, and it's not like a clear run out. Walk around the table. It doesn't take much. Look at all the different angles. Something might be there that, for whatever reason, if you don't walk to that side of the table, you won't see. And I almost guarantee if they would have looked at that, one of them would have kicked at the ball or made that combo. I think Brandon had the chance just to make the 7 to the 13. See you, man. Have a good night. But there's, a lot of ways to do it. But sometimes there are right things to do. And I think this would be a good learning experience for them. And it's still 5-5, so it's not like the ship is sunk, right? So I'm not trying to give that impression, but as far as educational about pool, rewind this and relive it, because that was mistakes, in my opinion, on their part. And one thing that players haven't done in this bracket, per se, is they haven't went around when they're at the table and laid out the balls that they want to shoot next. You can't coach, but you can go around the table and lay out, hey, I want to shoot this ball next. I want to shoot this ball next. You can show your partner while you're at the table what you want to do, what your plan is. Doesn't mean it always comes to fruition, but you can show. But it's beneficial. Okay, I'm shooting this ball because I want you to shoot this one next, and I want to be over here. And you can show your teammate that, and then when you're done shooting, you walk away from the table so you don't give them any indication of it. But you're losing a facet that can help you in these matches by not doing that at all. Now, well, it'll be after the shot anyways. I kind of thought from there that Travis might have went off the right edge of that ball with the cue ball, and that would go to the upper left side rail and end up towards that upper left pocket. But then the cue ball you use to run into the 7 ball, and then you make your 13. And then you'd have that ball in the pocket over there. But it's moot now. And that may be, being even too creative on my part. So, but they are going to try to find a way to do something about that ball, but not now. Now you need, now you need to. Don't make this ball. Don't make that 10. It's not going to help you win the game. You got to move that 13 ball somehow. There you go. Smart. Bump it off the rail, though. There you go. Very nice. Good shot. Good shot. Now, solids can get out from here, but you had to do something with that 13 ball, and I applaud you on that, Travis. I really do. The previous shot, when you shot the ball in the upper left corner, I think you could have caromed off that, made the 7, though, and at 5-5 or so, that might be an area to watch for. There's been a lot in this game that I think is informational and maybe a learning experience for both teams. Because if you're going to do safeties back and forth up there like that, you generally do safeties to better your position at the table. And for Marty and Brandon, they better their positions by enabling or arranging those 7 and the 13 to where they could have made the 13 and left the cue ball up there. But they didn't take advantage of it. So when they did their safeties up there, they did nothing to improve their 7 ball. And that's not going to consistently win you a lot of games. And that's only for trying to help them. They're good friends of mine. I'm not trying to be critical on that, but as a commentator and as a higher rated player, um, I'm sharing some knowledge in this instance for sure of that. If you're going to play a safety battle, try to improve your position off your trouble ball. And when you have that opportunity to capitalize on that, do it. Otherwise, you might as well not play safeties at all, if that makes sense. Because if you're playing safeties and you're not going to take advantage of improving your position, then why are you even playing them, right? Does that make sense? But with that said, they have the advantage right now on this table. Oh, good bounce. It had to bounce off that rail, otherwise they're in trouble up there too. Now the 4 into the 7, I draw this ball with low right, so I go into the left side rail, and then I spin the cue ball up table and play for the 7 ball for shape. I expect the 4 to go off the 2 into the bottom rail, catch the 10, and then come up to the middle of the table. And then from the 7, I just make the 7 and get on the 2, or get on the 4. So 4, 2, draw back and get on the 7. Clear that 4 ball out of there. Like that. But you had to stay on that rail though. Oh. That was a good try, Marty. That was a really good try. That was the right shot. You just had to hit it where you slide up that rail over there. And you kind of got unfortunate where that 4. The 4 could have cleared more instead of hitting the 10 so square. Could have hit it thin and came up table too. So you didn't really do bad. You just kind of got an unlucky bad result on it too. You could have maybe hit a little bit better, but you deserved at least somewhat of a roll off that. And you could thin the cue ball off the 7 and stick him behind that 13 right here for a safety. Oh, what a shot. Look at this. Oh, oh my gosh, what a shot. Is he going to be able to shoot this 7 in? Yes, he can. He can see the 7. Wow, what a result. Sean Mitchell gave me a thumbs up and says, yes, he can make that ball. All right, I'm being called down there. I'm going to, I'll be right back. Yeah, that was a good hit. I did record it because it was kind of dicey. I thought if he came off the rail and then into it and stuff, but yeah, that was clearly a good hit. So Travis on the 10 ball now. Bump the 8 out of the way. Oh! Now here, you don't need to make this ball. In fact, I advise against making this ball. But I also advise not moving this. If you're going to move it, make sure that it's accessible for most of the table, because there is a kick shot on that 7 that will safe you, and you might not like the result here. I wouldn't make this ball though myself. Yep, because now you can go off the right side rail and just touch into the 7, and you have a good chance to leave them in without a shot on the 8 ball. But Brandon has to hit that at really good speed for this to happen. And even with that said, if Brandon does get fortunate enough to tie him up there with the cue ball and hit it kind of a slow speed, Minh and Travis are going to probably have a pretty easy safe back on the 8 ball. So I predict that Minh and Travis will have this game. And the 8 will probably go either in the left side or the upper left corner. Yeah, that was not a good hit. But it's on them to call it. Yeah, he's got the 8 anyways. I don't think that was a good hit. But you're straight into the 8 anyways, so. 6-5, race to 9, live at CR Sportsbar, or after 5 hours in the booth here, semi-live at CR Sportsbar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota. I unfortunately do have a tournament in the morning, and I got about an hour drive in front of me. That puts me home about midnight, and after in the booth, I'm probably not going to get to bed about 1, so I got maybe about 15, 20 more minutes in me, folks, and I'm probably going to bounce out of here, and then this stream will be, it'll still be up, but you won't have any commentating, and I think I can hear the cheers from here. But I do have a long drive and a long day tomorrow, so I'm hanging in here as long as I can with you folks, so. Hey, thanks, Wisconsin Mobile Pool Streaming. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks a bunch. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you. I'm running on fumes up here, but we're getting it done. Well, fumes from the cheesecake and a couple Red Bulls. And I'm worried about those Red Bulls tonight. When I get home, I might not be able to go to sleep right away, but there is medicine for that too. But we are, again, Mark Weaver in the booth, CR Sports Bar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, of course. And if you have not, again, liked or checked out the podcast page that I do independent of here with Barry Cedergren, check it out, What Now in Pool - the podcast. And we have a Facebook page, and then did set up the beginnings of a YouTube page. The YouTube page is active. It is live. And we got a couple of teasers up there, but that will fill up with content as well. So check that out. We have a full episode up from the Jerry Johnson podcast is up in full, and then Scott Barrett of IBA M8 will be coming up here in the next week or so. But we got a lot of pool left here still on the stream. Marty and Brandon on solids, and everything goes. Everything goes on the table. The 1 has, 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And if there's a ball that will give them trouble, it may be the 1. Even though it's in the middle of the table, just because of how this shot ends up here. Oh, no, now it's really easy. I don't mind being proven wrong if it helps these either team play well, but I still think unless he shoots the 1 here, the 1 might give them some trouble. The 1 to the 8 will be the issue, and here we go. Because now Brandon is going to have to get a really good angle on the 1 up in the corner, or he's going to have to get up above the side pockets. And he doesn't have a real good angle unless he punches this ball in pretty firm. I kind of agree with Marty not shooting the 1 there. I think the cue ball might have gotten away from him, especially on the 6, but he could have took the 1 and came down for the 5. If he got over on the right side, kind of where the cue ball here is right now, he could have had the 5 in the corner or the 6 in the side. The 1 isn't hard to get on. It's with the 1 where it is to get it back down to the 8 ball is going to be the real test. Watch these 14 and the 15 ball. Watch those 2 balls. Watch those balls. There you go. Trouble. Yep. I think I'm going to get called out there again to watch the hit on the 8-ball. And if they try to cut this in the lower right corner from anywhere on the left side of the table, I can tell you right now it's probably going to be a foul. Just the way those two are laying right there, I don't think it's actually cuttable in that lower right corner. Marty's going to stroke this ball though, pretty good. Watch this. Pretty good stroke on it, but you had to get way down here, and then even then, I think the 8 might actually carry him off that in the side pocket from down on the bottom row. Not from where he's at, but actually from where he's at, if he can kick at that, that might go right in the side pocket. It might be wired over there. The only thing that would, if it is wired, you can easily throw this ball off that carom by coming off that rail with English on the cue ball. It can throw that carom off. He's going to have to hit it kind of square and with center ball coming off that rail. It's hard to do because you come off that rail, it's going to pick up some English. It's going to turn a little bit to the right. All right, I'll be right back again, folks. Be right back. All righty. You know, Marty can hit this ball. I seen you text it, Little Joe. Let me check it here in a minute, buddy. But I think Marty can hit this ball. He can go 2 rails off that bottom rail into the 8. Now, if he hits that, he may scratch in the lower left corner pocket, but he also has a chance, I think, to make that in the side pocket. It's low. I think the percentage actually, if he hits it, is higher to scratch than it is to make the 8-ball. But you have to hit this ball. And I think you have to call it in the side pocket too. Nope, you're always going to try to tie up the balls? No? Well, not a bad play. I mean, make them break it out, right? But with ball in hand, it should be pretty easy. What I do here is this. I mean, I'm going to break it out probably, but you could stop shot on the 14 from underneath it and put the cue ball right on the 8-ball and just shoot the 14 into the rail and then freeze the cue ball on the 8-ball, and they don't have a pocket for that ball. Hey, Little Joe and Linda watching from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I got so much love for you, Little Joe. You're an absolute treasure, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. We miss you. And you are, again, an absolute treasure. Little Joe has helped me immensely with my game, and he's helped a ton of people with their games. And you want to hear some stories. Well, you do have breakout balls in this. You do have ball in hand. Careful following hard into this, because if you catch that bottom of the 9 or bottom of the 8, you might scratch here. Or he's not going to hit it hard enough to. And he left them, unfortunately, straight in the side pocket. There was There was safeties off that too. He didn't have. I mean, I'm planning to run out. I think a lot of people will. And men, learning experience for you. If you wanted a safe on that, you could have put the cue ball like straight on the 14 and stopped, and then froze on the 8 ball. But I don't blame you for trying to run out there. I just don't think that was the right ball to break him out. And it may be something you were comfortable with, so I'm not telling you in a bad way, but percentage-wise, there's different shots that were available there. Oh, that's a good shot, and they were kind of fortunate to get that look on that ball. But 6-6, live at CR Sports Bar, race to 9 in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Mark Weaver in the booth, and now we're at race to 3. But I may be heading out here in a couple minutes, folks. I hate to break everybody's heart out there, but hey, Hustlem, how you doing, man? Or ma'am, I'm not sure. But thanks for tuning into the stream. Appreciate it. And we got 74 on right now at 11:09 on a Friday. We appreciate every single one of you. For a Friday night, and it's 83 degrees outside in Minneapolis here in the Twin Cities at 11:09 p.m. My goodness, I don't even want to go outside. I might just fall asleep under one of these tables, and they can wake me up when the tournament starts tomorrow morning. The only problem with that is I'd have to kick everybody else out of here too, and I don't have that authority. So, and it might be the last stream I ever do if I do that. So, I prefer to continue commentating and be a good boy, I guess. So the 10 goes in the lower left corner, and then if you shoot that ball there, the 13 has a pocket. And if you can move this 11 ball off the 3 ball, Brandon and Marty have a great chance to run out from here. Got to be careful you don't come off that too hard and lose the 9 ball. Oh, that was a fall. Yeah, even if that hadn't scratched, that was a fall ball. That was a fall ball. So you could take the 14 and run into the bottom part of the 11. You're guaranteed to get on the 9. Or what I like better, because I think this will be harder for them, I take the 10 in the lower left corner, and I shape the 13-14 combo. And then when I shoot the 13 into the 14, I use that ball to break the 11 out. And then the 9 bails me out from there. I go up table for the 15, come back for the 11, and then I take the 8 in the upper left corner. So I start out with that 10 ball right here. Lower left corner. Leave myself on the 13 so I can combo the 13 into the 14. And again, use that 13 to break out the 11. I'm on the 9. 9 gets me to the 15. 15 come back down to the 11. 8 in the upper left corner. That's my pattern from here. And I think also if I'm going to shoot that 10, I might even use a cue ball to gently bump into the top part of the 2 so I have a really good guaranteed angle on the 13. I don't want to get where I'm going to run into the 7. And I don't, this isn't bad either. It's just the key now for them is to get on that 10 ball at a good angle. And I think he might have been served well to hit that a little bit firmer, but I don't blame him for being a little bit cautious because, it's easy for that ball to just take off somewhere. Maybe you catch the bottom part off the rail and then you end up right above the 9. Then you're shooting the 15, but still. The key now is going to be the 11 ball and also how they get on the 10, what kind of an angle they have on the 10. You can't be where the 8 and 6 are because then you're going to run to the 13 and you need a little bit of fortuity to come your way. So you want to be almost where the 1 is. You don't want to be up by the 6, which you might not get there from here anyways. But any angle where the cue ball goes to the right of the 10 is going to make it tougher. Well, that's going to make it tough too. Tough for solids as well because they don't really have a shot or a pocket for a ball. Unless I don't think the 1 goes by that 15 either. So what I do here on this is that I would shoot the 3 into the rail, right side rail, bump into the 11, and bring the cue ball all the way up to the upper left corner pocket. So I move the 11 off that rail so they can't shoot it, and then I leave them up in the upper left corner, and all they have is a 15 and a bank. They might be able to save me up there, though. So if I'm going to get up in that upper left corner, I want to be about a diamond or even 2 diamonds up off that rail. I think you can get there off that 3. Shoot the upper part of it. You see where that second diamond is on the right side rail? I aim for right below that. So it comes out and bumps the 11 down towards the bottom rail. Then I solve a problem on that problem ball of mine. That's pretty good. That's a good shot. Now, if you want to be aggressive, and I think he has enough cue ball for this, you fire this 13 into the right side pocket pretty firm, and you're going to catch the right edge of the 10. I think the 10 goes over the left side rail and comes back out into the middle of the table. It won't. I don't think it'll get tied up in that 7-2-5. But you're going to have to hit that 13 like perfect, so otherwise the 10 will go up there and get buried by the 7. I think that shot is there, but I don't know if I like it now with that cue ball. That cue ball doesn't look as good as I first thought. It's a pretty good cue ball. I mean, that's pretty good. But Brandon is going to stick you up behind that 4 ball off the 7. You might have the 13 or the is that the 13? Yeah, it is a 13. You might end up with a 13 though, or the 15 up table. Yeah, he's gonna go through and get the. They're gonna have the 15. See? Yep. Well, now do you pull the trigger on the 15 and come down and break out? Try to run into that 311. I think the 11 goes, but it's you have to be like perfect. If you get on the 10 perfect, you might be able to get on the 11. But I don't mind running from here down into that 3 ball. We got 3 stripes over there, or I could go to the 9 actually. How about shaping the 9 instead? Like that, or the 11. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I'd be so tempted to shoot that 11 ball right now. So tempted. Because, oh boy, this is this is getting intense. Woo! Now there's a really good safety here if he has good cue ball control to roll into the 11 and tuck the 3 ball right behind the 3 ball, or get the cue ball behind the 3 ball off the 11. I don't like that shot though, just because I think it's very easy to sell out from there. That you bump that 3 a little bit off there, and it's probably game over. You could take that off the 4 and then draw into the 5 ball with the cue ball, and then you're going to have the 11 or the 13. That's the shot. Yeah, that's the shot right there. Go back, Minh. 10 off the 4, draw back a little bit. You're on the 13, or you have the 11. You'll have either one of those balls. And if you can slide over and bump into the 5, guaranteed you have the 11. Because even if you make this, I'm not certain you're guaranteed you're going to get out. You have to. Well, the 10 will get. This is tough. This is a tough spot here. There's a few different ways to do this, and this is going to be tough. There you go. First part complete. Well done. That's a good shot. Now, if Travis can, from this 10, get him a shot on the 11, then key will be to hold the cue ball for the 8-ball up in the upper left corner. Good shot, but you might have lost the 8-ball. The only pocket I think it goes in now is in the right side pocket. I'm not sure if you can get there from this. I think the 3 is going to hold the cue ball up over there. I don't think you can actually get over there. You might, if you can avoid that 3 and come over kind of right where it is now, you're going to be golden. Oh, look at this shot. Oh my gosh, man. You hit that ball pretty good, man. You hit that ball pretty good. You hit that 5, you come off that and just catch that 5 just a little bit more square. You're straight into the upper corner. You hit that ball good. You really hit that ball good. There was such an easy margin there to just catch that 5 at a weird angle, but man, you hit that ball good. And Travis still has a chance at this. Look at this shot. Oh, nice try. Nice try. Oh boy, these guys are going at it. 6-6. We got a race to 3 to move ahead. First place in this tournament again pays $6,000, and second place pays $4,000. I've got about 11 minutes more left in me, folks. I'm sorry to say it. If I'm on here until 12, I'm not gonna get back until about 1, and then I won't get to sleep till about 2, and I got to be up about 8 to get up back up here, 8 to 9 or so to get back up here and play in the tournament, and that might get pretty tough. So I'm trying, folks. I'm trying to hang in there, but the low field light went on a while ago. But I'm still here. Hey, Matthew Jensen. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Appreciate the support and the comment, man. 71 of you still hanging in there. Thank you. If you 71 can do it, I can do it, right? Somebody's just got to come here in the morning and play the first round for me in the tournament. Then I'll take over. If anybody volunteers, I'll make it through the whole match. Brandon on the 3. And they should be able to get out on this from this spot here. You might want to elevate a little bit. If you're really close and feel that you're going to not be able to hold that cue ball, you might want to elevate, because one, you don't want a double hit. If you hit this like you did a couple shots ago, it's going to be a foul. I'm surprised Travis and Minh haven't asked for a ref. Watch this fall. Nope, hit it really good. Good shot, Brandon. Well done. Now I was only basing that too off that shot that he did a couple shots ago where he force followed through and the cue ball took off. That was a foul. But fortunately for Minh and Travis, he scratched on it, so it didn't bring up any controversy. But I would have called a foul. So 7-2, 2 to the 8. Good shot. Nice angle on that cue ball too. Nice angle. These guys, all 4 of these again, are putting together one heck of a match. Both of these matches have been really, really competitive. And from this chair, it's a great match. It's awesome. Ooh, oh yes, it goes. So put our sponsors back up. Now all these sponsors are that have helped with the stream in various tournaments. The ones for this specific tournament, though, you got Frobik's Towing. They've been with us for a long time. Chris Frobik, he's done not only sponsored for the stream, but multiple tournaments. In fact, a while back, he got beat by John Stitch when John Stitch used a broom handle. So, and you heard me right. I wasn't making anything up. So it was like what was it, race to 3 or race to 2? It was a while ago. But anyways, yes. Chris Frovick at Frovick's Towing. Light and heavyweight towing. Do all your needs for that. A long-time sponsor. Thank you. Another sponsor for a long time, Monticello Auto Service. That's Ryan Janikowski. They do all kinds of repair up there. And if you go on your GPS, just so you know, a heads up, like maps and everything like that, it's going to say Monticello. All right, so same city, Monticello Auto Service, and you can call them for all your needs. I've had my vehicles there, my car, I've had it there a few times. I know others, pool players that have gone there as well. They do great service. It's a very, very clean shop up there too, very clean facility. Then you got Primo Restoration and Construction. They handle it all. They'll do roofing, siding, gutters, painting, any kind of needs like that, any kind of hail damage, any kind of, if a tree comes down and takes out your garage, or if a meteor comes down and hits your garage, or, whatever. But any kind of construction needs, whether it's damage in an insurance job or just a flat-out job, give them a ring. Primo has done a lot for pool here. They've been a long-time sponsor. Everybody on your screen has been a sponsor for quite a while, and we appreciate y'all. For this individual tournament, though, we've got, again, Frovick's Towing, Monticello Auto Service, Primo, of course, Sierra Sports Bar, and I could not mention, of course, Action Man Dave O'Keefe with O'Keefe's Collision, Auto Body, and Paint. And they're over there in St. Paul. I know Rob, who I work with, he's another sponsor, Fast Action Pool Table Services, taking some vehicles there. He's taken his golf cart for up the lake over there. And Dave and them do a banner job on that body shop. So any kind of needs like that, you get a scratch and dent or any dings like that, give them a holler. They've been a long sponsor over here. Dave runs Slate over there in St. Paul as well. Not in competition with CRs. They do tournaments. Yeah, they do a lot of training, things like that. But, they're an incredible facility. And, with him sponsoring here and owning that, I don't feel like I'm conflicting with Jerry or anything by bringing him up. But they do a great job. You've got Mike Pankoff over there doing a lot of the training classes. It's phenomenal. Demi's ran his boot camp for a while. Demetrius Gelatis. He's been over there and great people over there. And I can't forget Brian Brecky as well. And definitely O'Keefe's Collision has done a lot for pool. So thanks a bunch, buddy. And speaking of Slate over there, those guys are going to be in studio for the What Now in Pool podcast. They are committed. Heard from them last week. So every room in the Twin Cities is on board, and I cannot thank everybody enough. So What Now in Pool, the podcast, we're on Facebook, and we also have a YouTube page. Check it out. And if you go to the YouTube page, there's going to be more content on there. Be patient. We just kind of started up, but hit the subscribe button. Help us out. And we're gonna be loading all kinds of clips and things like that with some instructional from the guests we have in studio. I'm gonna be doing some shots from time to time, and then the podcast itself again is gonna be more, catching up on stories, memories, things like that, and informational. So not really instructionally based, but it's gone over really well so far. And me and Barry, my partner on that, thank everybody for the support. It's awesome. Thank you all. So What Now in Pool, the podcast, again, we're separate from CRs, but I play out of here, I commentate out of here, so you're going to see me visible here quite a bit as well. Whew. Now I can catch a breath. 7-6, race to 9. Travis at the table. And we're getting down into crunch time. I guess I watch a lot of that NFL Red Zone. I do some of that dynasty and fantasy football stuff. And I don't know if you call this the witching hour, but this is kind of the area in the games that they would call the witching hour. It's like going through, like the first half or second. You get in that area where it's getting really kind of down to the crunch time. And this is it. Look at this shot. Oh, man, he almost broke that ball out of there. That was a great try at that. The 2 could have done him a little bit more favor over there, but now they're in kind of a spot where that 12 is not only going to be hard to break out, but if you touch it from this side on your screen, that 8 might go into that corner pocket. So tread carefully. The cue ball should end up down on the bottom rail and be on the 9 ball after this ball here. Oh, that's even better. Good breakout on the 10. Nice shot. Now, you could take the 14 now, but the only ball you're going to shape off that 14 on the side is you're going to run the cue ball off the 3, get over to the right side of the table, and you're going to have the 10 ball. I don't like that, but the thing I do like about that is that it puts you on the 14. Now, there's another way to do it. You could take the 10, 13, 10, and then the 9 and get over on the left side of the table. Take the 14 in the right side pocket and then run up and then bump that 12 off the 8 ball. Safety is a good play too, because your 8 ball and your 12, the 8 ball and the 12 are in a lot of trouble. And look at this. I like it. Kind of got unlucky, but you got another ball up there by the 8 ball. I think that was pretty key. It's unlucky how they ended up, but it does protect that 8 ball from solids quite a bit. Brandon Radke at the table. Lefty, as he's called. Shot. That's all right. That's all right. You got another one up there, but no, you're not going to be here for a while. You know what you do? You get up table and you get on that 5 ball, and then once you're on that 5 ball, that 7 and the 8 are cleared out of there. This won't be that long of a wait. So Brandon, you take the 6, you get up there on the upper end rail, and you put Marty on the 5, and then from the 5, that cue ball crashes that party over there between the 7, 8, 10, and the 12. Don't shoot the 3. Don't shoot the 2. Don't safety the 7. Shoot the 6 and get up on the upper end rail. No, don't shoot that ball. No. Shoot the 6. Shoot the 6. Shoot the 6. 6 gets you up the table. Okay, we're going with the 3, folks. It can still get up there, but it's just a harder shot. And oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, Brandon. 7 to 6. Remember, the 6 ball was your right ball, because now you're stuck up there. Great shot, man. That's a really good shot. He does have a kick on the 7, but that's a pretty good safety up there. I like that play. Not only, see, now that was a thing of taking a safety and improving your position at the table. It's pretty basic on that one. I mean, the 8's going to open up from the 10, but if you're doing safeties and you need to, if you can, you need to improve your position. If you're not going to improve your position and do a few safeties in a row and you're not playing 1 pocket, then at some point you're almost better off going for it. All right? Because if you're playing safeties and not improving your position, you're not. Don't take this wrong, but you're not doing anything. You know, it's not helping. And any kind of a chance that you can help yourself on the table, you have to take it. Because 1, there's no guarantee you're ever going to get back to the table. And 2, improve your position when able. And that doesn't mean go and hit a safe and sell out, but it means that if you can do a safety or do something with the ball to where you can fix things, by all means do it. And that sounds like elementary and stuff, but I remind myself of this a lot when I'm playing. I a lot of these things that I'm talking endlessly about doing in the game and doing when you're shooting. I mean, I talk to myself like that a lot too. Remember to do this. Remember to do that. I mean, there's a lot to this game, right? There's a lot of right ways to do things, and there's also ways to not do things the right way and still find success. One of the beauties of it. But on the other side of the coin, on the other side of that knife or whatever, is that it's a double-edged blade, is that you can do things right and not get good results. And that's why, we end up not only frustrated, but pulling our hair out. Good shot. So he's going to have to do something with this 3. The 3 does go on the side. Never mind. The 8 ball, though, they're going to have to bank that ball. I don't think Marty or Brandon is going to move it off that 7 ball. Unless you get up table. If you get up table and take it in the side, then it can bump into it. Great. But they're going to have to probably end up banking that 8 ball. And they still have to get the 3 ball off the table. I like taking the 3 from here because I think the 3 gets you on the 5, but the 3 doesn't really get you on the 7. And we'll see that right now. See? There you go. He can bank this cross side, but see what I'm saying though? If you take the 3 there, the 5 gives you an angle to go up table and get on the 7. Easy. Now Marty doesn't have an opportunity here. Coming off the 8 ball, and the 3 will still go on the side. Watch this cue ball. Into the 8. No, I think he's going to hit the 8 too thin. But if the cue ball was a little bit over by the spot, maybe you go 7 up in the corner, catch the bottom part of the 8 with the cue ball, and it goes into that rail and comes back down towards the spot. But I think the opportunity, the right shot was when Brandon took the 5 instead of the 3. Because 3 to the 5 puts you on the 8. He's going to have to bank this. If he banks this, he's going to hit it pretty firm. The cue ball is going to end up coming back out across the table again. And Brandon might be in the same kind of an angle on that 7. Wow. That was kind of a tough spot. And I agree with him with not maybe taking the 7 there, because if you make that and don't get down to take the 3 in the side, you're probably losing the game from there too. Shot. 12 to the 14, and we're looking at 7-7. Be a race to 2. Hey, Craft Beer Reviews. Thanks for tuning in from Victoria. Appreciate it. And we lost 5 of you. We were at 71. Now we're down to 66. Who went to bed? You guys can check. You guys can check the viewer list, but who bailed on us? We should track them down. Let's all message them. Whatever 5 have just left the stream in the last game, let's all no, don't do this. I'm just kidding. If we did like a mass messaging campaign and say, "Hey, why'd you bail on us?" You may have went to bed when we didn't, but you're going to wake up to, with me included, you were going to wake up to 67 instant messenger messages. Oh my. And just so you know, I'm not getting delirious. I'm always this weird, so it's just what you get. It's just the way she goes. Race to 2. I'm hanging with you guys. You know what? I'm gonna hang with you. I get up in the morning and I'll be drinking about 2 nitro cold brews from Starbucks. Shotgun a Red Bull, and then when I get here, I'm gonna hook up an IV drip with more Red Bull out in the car, and then they can come and knock on the window and wake me up when it's my match. That's what I got going. So the 9 goes in the side, right side from right here. No, I don't like that. Never mind, because you're going to bump the 11 down by the 3 and the 7. No, you won't. Take the 9. You could take the 9 right now. The 9 does go, and then you just bump gently in the 11. You take the 13, come down to the bottom rail, and back up the table. Then you take the 11 on the side or the 15 in the lower right corner pocket. If you get on the 11, then you just take the 9 up in the corner. You don't even have to come down to the bottom rail. You can draw this and slide out, and I think that's what he's going to do. Like that. Oh boy. Well, no. Take the 14 upper corner. 14, 9, 11, 15, 10, 8. This guy's is putting together a really good match, both these teams. I mean, it's competitive. Oh, well, you're on the 9 still. Over a ball a little bit, though. I think Minh will have no problem with this. And I think the 11 goes even, if you want to. You can shoot from that side of the table right there. There you go. You shoot from right there. So you're not going to fall and just go some outside left and slide over, take the 15 or the 9. Oh, he threw it too much. Yeah, he threw it. I think he threw it too much. One thing on that ball there, and I may have overlooked this beforehand, so I apologize, but slow down. Slow down and take your time. Do a couple practice strokes on that one. It's not a dead guaranteed ball. And in this situation with a race to 2 to advance in this kind of entry, just take your time on that one, man. You shoot the ball well. And I think you probably should just take a little bit more time on that one. But Brandon, I think he miscued on that. So Minh and Travis will be back to the table. Minh on that one, though, yes. At 7-7 on that ball, there, just take a little bit more time. There's no hurry on that. Even though the commentator is saying he wants to go home, just in those situations where it's so clutch like that, you know, take a little extra time, a couple practice strokes. I think he just shot that a little bit quick. Because I'd say out of 50 times, Minh's going to make that 11 49 times. And that time he's going to miss, we just watched. I don't mind the 15 here. I think you run back into those balls, but the 9 is probably an easier shot. Yeah, there you go. Really good. Stop shot and stop shot. That's a better choice than I was on the 15. That might be getting delirious and tired. But that was definitely the right decision, man. Well done. Now don't roll forward on this. You want to stay back. You don't want to roll forward and then bring the 8 into play. There you go. Good. Good shot. See if that ball goes to the right side of the spot, then it's not a big deal necessarily, but then you're going to run into the 8 ball. Whereas now he doesn't have to touch the 8 ball. I think that's very advantageous. You can roll ahead and take it down in the corner. There you go. I like that play too. You could stop shot on that and draw back, or not Travis, but in Minh shot. And I like rolling ahead a little bit like he did. So 8-7, they're on the hill. We are race to 9 for advancing into the tournament. Again, Mark Weaver in the booth, live at CR Sportsbar. We're in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Of course, the mecca of pool in the upper Midwest. Been doing these commentary on these live streams for, I think, probably 3.5 years now. And it was just a few weeks back, myself and my partner, Barry Allen, a.k.a. Barry Cedergren, started up the podcast, What Now in Pool, the podcast, and the live episode with, our first episode is live with Jerry Johnson of Sierra's here. Gave him first dibs, mainly because I did the commentary for a few years, and I think it was just fitting to throw him the props back for giving me the shot at this chair and have him sitting in the chair first. So every pool room in the Twin Cities and outside of the Twin Cities, we've got Top Hat, Matt Apple, committed already. They're going to reach out to a few more too, but they're going to get the same due diligence as everybody else. So kind of like being able to separate the two and then stay impartial. So me and Barry started it up, and again, it's on Facebook, and then we also have a YouTube page. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, however, on this stream, navigate on your browser or your app and just hit the button. And if you enjoy the stream, hit the thumbs up. If not, you can hit the thumbs down. Ain't gonna hurt me too much, but I do have feelings too. But no, seriously, if you don't like it and there's things that you'd like to see differently or whatever, feel free to post it, message it as well, because we want to improve this as well for you guys and gals out there. And we appreciate y'all hanging in at a 11:45 here, except for the 5 that just bailed on us. So I'm just kidding. I'll find out who you are. No, I applaud you and am envious of you, but we're almost wrapped up here for the night. And I'm glad that I was able to stick out through the whole match. I ain't leaving now. So I couldn't imagine if it goes hill, and I leave like right after the break. Then I would expect when I wake up to have however many left of the stream, like maybe 2,000 messages in my messenger. And I would deserve every one of them from you people. So I am here for the duration. We've got 3 games, maybe max left. By my math, I think it's 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, 2. We have less than 10 and more than 1 left. How about that? I think he's going straight up. Yeah, he can't go on the side of this, can you? And I don't think you can move the 12 off this. But you can bank the 12. The 9 doesn't go by that ball into the side. The 10 goes in there, but you're not going to get there from the 12. I'm going to stop. No, I'm not going to stop there because they can shoot the 5. Because banking the 12 doesn't really help you. And he sees something. Maybe the 9 does go. If that goes, then this could be over. Good shot. I didn't know if that ball would go or not. That's a good shot. The 12 does go in the lower left corner pocket, and if he can navigate with a little bit of outside right on this, take the 10 on the left side, cue ball goes up above the side pocket. I want to get up to about the second diamond on the upper right side rail. And from there, the 13 will get me on the 12, and then I'm on the 8 on the side. So 10 in the left side pocket, float the cue ball way up to the upper right side rail and take the 13 next. No. Take the 10. Although there is a path here to go 12, go around 1, 2, 3 rails. You see where his cue is? He wants to get right there on the rail, on the left side rail. That's what he's playing for. See if he can get there. And he did get there too. Look at this cue ball. Oh my goodness. I still feel though, man, that I would have took the 10 in that left side and naturally floated the cue ball up above the right side pocket and got in that 13. And then that leads right to the 12, and I think that would have been the match. But that might also be a shot that he's uncomfortable with. So Brandon Radke at the table. And you can't make any mistakes now. I mean, you can, but it's a situation where you wanna get to the hill and leave it down to 1 game here. The benefit for solids is that 10 ball, and the negative for stripes is the 10 ball. Although it's in a better spot now for the stripes, especially after this 1 ball is gone. Although Marty could take the 6. I like the 1 though. the 6 does go, cue ball will float below the spot, so the 1's the right shot. And 6 will get you to the 7, 7 to the 4, 4 come back for the 8 in the side. The way I shoot this is, yeah, right there. You want to go right there. But I kind of want to be a little bit more to the left of where he pointed, so that my cue ball, when I take the 7, goes a little bit to the right. Then I can shoot the 4 and go on that left side rail and get on the 8 naturally without having to do too much with the cue ball. And that right there, that's a perfect spot in my opinion. I'm going to punch this ball over to the right side rail, or depending, you might be able to just kill it and slide over to the right a little bit. But over to the right from here will give a, right there, very good angle on that 4 ball. Well done, guys, well done. Now you play into the left side rail with some draw and left English and play the 8 in the left side pocket. You don't try to shape it in the lower right corner. It's a natural path to go to the left side rail, and with some outside English, come right back across above the 8 and then take the 8 in the side. Like that, but not so hard. Oh my goodness, that was so, oh my goodness. Not, I'll quote Cheryl Hansen, a regular here at CR's, one of her names for, or her name for her pool team for a long time is "Why So Hard?" But yeah, they got it though. It's all that matters, really. Man, Brandon, that almost went for a swim there, baby. I mean, that almost went for a swim. Yeah, you. I wouldn't pat myself in the back too much. You got, here we go. 1 game for the match. And again, thanks everybody for staying with us up here on the stream. Mark Weaver in the booth. We will be live again on this stream next Friday. There will be 1 match, and I'll have to double check what time it is. I would say probably 6:30. Oh wait, look at what happened on the stream, everybody. We went from 72, and 6 people bailed on us and went to bed, and now we got 6 new fresh recruits that have signed on. So we're back to 72. Either that or somebody told him, you better get back on there, he's going to blast you. Oh, so here we are. Hill, 1 game to move ahead, and Stripes is sitting very, very nice. Start with a 12. 12 to the 9. 9 to the 15, and then back to the 11? Or do you go 13 now and take care of the 10 and the 14 and then come back down for the 12, 9, and the 11? The transition that they may have difficulty with is that 15 ball. The 15 gets you on the 13 rail very, very nicely. So let's see what they do here. Stay above this ball though, don't go down below it. There you go, nice. And I root, just so you know, I root for all the teams. I cheer and root for everybody. Just want to see good pool and have a good match. And holy cow, look at that. We went from 72 to 79. So we went from 72 about 10 minutes ago down to 66. We're going to blast the 6 people that bailed for going to bed. And now they not only log back on, they got their sister or their sibling or somebody else to log on too. So whoever let them know that we were going to blast Messenger for them going to bed, thank you, because it must have worked. And now we're at 81, so we're climbing. So maybe they even had Grandpa and Grandma log on. I don't know, but we appreciate it. So, and hey, thanks for the compliment there, Sean Streams. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And if everybody hasn't, again, I'm going to plug the podcast. But What Now in Pool, the podcast is separate from CR's. Myself and Barry Cedergren. It's on Facebook. Also, we have a YouTube page that was created last night, so there's not a ton of content on there, but be sure to hit the subscribe button. Before you do that, though, hit the subscribe button on this stream. It's on your app, or it's on the browser, it's on the YouTube. Hit that button, and then you'll keep up to date with all of our matches. There's a ton of matches on this page for CRs that you can review, go back, and watch. And then on that podcast, we have one full episode out with Jerry Johnson from here, Scott Barrett, owner of IBA M8 Pool Leagues, International Billiard Association. He has an episode coming out in the next week, maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks. That one will be out, and then we're going to load up with somebody else in the studio and get a couple more on tape. So, but we are live right now, 8 to 8, race to 9. Marty and Brandon at the table on stripes. 10 to the 14, 14 to the 15, 15 to the 13, 13 to the 8. You have to avoid the 2-ball, and I want to get over on the 15 as flat as possible. I don't want to get over there. It'd be nice to get over there, but the problem with that, Brandon, is if you get over there on that rail, you're going to come off that rail and you're going to bring the 7 to the plate. But you still have the 13, but I want to come to the right side of the 7. Because if you have to shoot the 13 from where the 15 is, you're going to get on the 8. The 2 will hold you. On this ball here, don't run into the 2 and don't hide behind the 7. That is a good ball. Man, you hit that good. Good speed, Brandon. Wow. Now, Marty, if you can draw back a few inches, that's great. You don't have to, though, but it'll make it a lot easier. Oh, no. Oh, no. And he could have stop shotted there, and the cut on the 13, the cue ball would have ran into the 2, and it would have been on the 8, but that might have been situational. Okay. Well, they're all sitting here, guys, but the ball that I want to get out of the way first is the 5. Now, here's what I do from here. If he's got an angle on this 2, I bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail, shoot the 2 on the side, bring the cue ball down to the bottom rail, back up, and then I take the 5 next. 5 to the 7, 7 to the 6, 6 to the 4, 4 to the 8. That's the way I go through here. Because the 5 might be their Achilles. Now, 6 to the 4, 4 to the 7, 7 to the 5. Don't shoot the 7 here, shoot the 6. There you go, shoot the 6. The 7 gets you on, the 4 gets you on the 7. The 7 will lead you to the 5. This will work too. There you go. Then draw back. I'd draw back even if I could almost a diamond. I want to see where the ball is, the 4 ball, to the right of the second diamond on the upper rail. I'd want to be about the same distance from the first diamond on the upper rail on the left there. That way I can just cut the 7 on the side, float the cue ball down. It's a natural, bring it down, and then back up for the 5. Now, he could do the 7 to the 5 here. And then the 4. But I like the 4 to the 7. Then the 7 leads naturally to the 5. I don't want to go over there, though. No, I don't want to go over there. I want to draw back. Because if you get over there where he pointed originally and you get straight on that 7, it gets tougher. Sean, the location is Coon Rapids, Minnesota. CR Sportsbar. We're located in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. And I mean, you can get over on that right side of the table and still get on the 5 from the 7. I just think that a back cut on the 7 on the side, floating down to the bottom rail, is like a natural path for the cue ball. Now, Travis just has to draw over and get on the 5. And this is very doable, too. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's easier to have natural shape than try to do a controlled draw. Travis is going to hit this pretty good, ain't he? Yeah, bam. Now, see what he did? He did go down the bottom rail and got wonderful on the 5. It was a great shot. Well done, man. Well done. You hit that ball good. You hit that ball good. two-railer. Man, oh, man. Good shot, man. Good shot. This is for the win. I want to thank everybody for watching the stream. I am bolting down to my place 45 minutes away, and I'll be back here in the morning for the tournament. Playing tomorrow. And, oh, no. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Ooh. Huh? Yeah. Where did Brandon go? Where is Brandon? Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. He's back over there. So, how'd you like to have to shoot this shot? And Travis, hey, man, that's a tough. It's not a tough ball to shoot, but under these conditions, man, that's a tough ball. It can be. So keep your chin up over there, man. Keep your chin up. And this shot here is this is no easy shot right here. But you make it, you're on the 15. So don't worry about position. Just worry about making this ball. I don't hit this hard. I roll it in, go out to the right side rail, off the end rail, and take the 15 in the same pocket. Oh my gosh, he hit that so good and so close too. Oh my gosh. Wow, good try, Brandon. And man, what a match for these two teams. What a match. Congratulations to Minh and Travis. And earlier on tonight, we had the match, Joey P. and Jake. Congratulations. Both teams will advance. Mark Weaver here in the booth. Thanks for hanging in, everybody. And thanks for tuning in the stream. Make sure you hit the subscribe button before you log off. We appreciate it. And if you throw me a bone and head over to the What Now in Pool, the podcast page on Facebook and on YouTube, and hit the subscribe button, the like there, and follow. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the support, everybody. I'm out of here. Next Friday, we do have one match only that I'm aware of, and keep an eye on Facebook. We'll post that, but be safe out there, everyone. Have a good night. It's 83 degrees at midnight in Minnesota, and we'll see everybody. Have a good night. Take care.